hold on. Okay, this one is Alberta. 14 is 25,000. Okay.
16 is 899 decimal 25.
Mm-hmm.
18 is 316 316.
Mm-hmm.
22 is 2,500.
Okay.
24 is 25,000, as well as 26, 25,000.
Okay, thank you. That's it, right? So so you just did Cindy is the T2202, right? T2202 is East West College, I believe. That East.
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
East West College. East West College, then that's full time is 8 months, right? 8 months. So
yes.
that 26 tuition is how much?
8,200, 8,200.
Okay, thank you. So I'm not doing that schedule 11, okay? And I just put this information. So schedule 11, I believe you guys are doing schedule 11. Now I just put that information here, okay? The information is, now I just want to see if Cindy has childcare expenses. Okay, I want to save time, not schedule 11, I can do later. So for the childcare expenses, for Sarah, for example, okay, Sarah is childcare expenses is 7,000. Okay, so first thing you know, the childcare expenses is under who? On Cindy or Aaron now?
Cindy, ma'am.
Cindy.
On Cindy. So you make sure Cindy's file is open. Okay, now Cindy here. Then you click on that dependent. Okay, click on dependent, you put Sarah. Put Sarah. Okay, Sarah like is 2018, and that's for example is January 20th. Okay, whatever. Okay, January 20, for example, is Sarah is a daughter, and she is healthy. Then the child care expenses is here. Anybody you find the child care expenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you click on this button, then this says here, then you still need, it says organization or name and SIN number. Okay, if you, like I said, if you send to daycare or you send some things, they have an organization's name, you put the organization name. If there's not, like I gave you an example, is you send to your friend's house, then you put your friend's name and the SIN number there. Okay, you put your friend's name and SIN number. So first thing you need to click on add. Okay, you add here. Then you put the expenses. For example, expenses is 7,000. Then if it's the person, okay, if the person you send to, like for example, is you send it to Helen. You let Helen Ming to take care of your child. Okay, you let Helen Ming to take care of your child. Then Helen Ming's SIN number. Okay, you need to put your Helen Ming's SIN number. Then make sure you have a Helen Ming's SIN number, and make sure you talk to her. Okay, then talk to her, let her agree. Then Helen Ming is going to report her income on her tax return. Then in this case, okay, so you're doing that, okay? So this one is practically, I tell you. Otherwise, you don't care. You just put Helen Ming. It's Helen Ming's responsible to do the income, but you don't care because you paid. You paid to her, okay? As long as you paid to her, she take care of your child. That's typically, technically is right. Okay, technically is right. but practically in real life, you need to talk to. You need a good communication, talk to that person. Then she agree. Then you also tell her you need to report your income. Otherwise, is in trouble. Okay. Then your 7,000 is here. Then it's done. Okay. Then it's done. So you click on OK, then you're done. So when you goes to here, when you goes to T1, then you will see 7,000 is there. Then you will see 7,000 is 30 on that 30, line 38 is 7,000. Okay, so this is easy. Okay, this is easy. But now it's not easy. Is when Cindy is a student, because Cindy is a student, like I said, Cindy is a student. She has a T2202, right? So T2202 from East West College and full-time student. Then Cindy is a student. So when Cindy is a student, then the CRA will give you, keep in your mind now, okay? Focus on here now, okay? And then the CRA give that student is, is benefit, kind of benefit, okay? So the kind of benefit to the student when she just, then there's allow, because we said, the lower income has to report. The low income person has to report a claim childcare expenses. But when the lower income person is student and another situations, then in this case, CRA allow the person with high income can claim, not whole things, claim when the low income person in some situations, when the low income person in bed because they are sick, when the low income person at school, something like that, or they divorced, something like that. Okay, so now because Cindy is a student, then the CRA allow Aaron can claim something, can claim childcare expenses when Cindy at school. Only Cindy at school that time, then Aaron can claim. You understand? So first things, okay. So first things you have to remember who can claim childcare expenses.
Low income.
The low income for our case is Cindy, right? For our case is Cindy. Then we claimed. We already claimed, okay, 7,000. So, but CRA set up another rule. So set up another rule is when the lower income person at school or the other situation we have to learn. So in this case, so now when the lower income, when the lower income person at school, so that the CRA allow the person with a high income can claim part of them, can claim when the low income person at school that time, he can claim. Okay, so first thing I want everybody get a piece of paper to write down. So if there's 7,000 all on Cindy, okay, so how much refund for that family? Tax return, and how much refund for that family? For Cindy,
1,500.
for Cindy is 2,500, right? For Cindy is 2,500. Then for Aaron is 6,607.87. So we add up together is how much? How much?
9,107.87.
Yeah, 9,107.87. So now we could just doing now, okay? Because I said these 7,000 child care expenses all on Cindy, right? So all on Cindy. Like I said, because Cindy is a full-time student, then the Cindy is a full-time student, then CRA allow the person with a high income, they can claim something. So now I click on Aaron. The person with a high income is Aaron. Okay, I click on Aaron. Then for child care expenses is T778. Then they don't have a T778. Okay, I just find the T778 here. I went T776.
It's already in there yet.
T778, then you select it, and then down the bottom, then here. Okay, so T778 is Aaron. Okay, on the Aaron, I want to do on the Aaron. So on the Aaron, I want this the part C here. Okay, part C. I want some people. I want student to read for me. So anything if I ask the student to read. That means that's very important. And sometimes I just read for you. But if I choosing student to read, so you have to pay attention. I find ask the student to read, then it works very well rather than I read. So I want student to read part C. What is part C? This line.
Are you the person with a higher net income?
Yes, thank you. So are you the person with net income? Then this one is for who now?
For Aaron.
Aaron. So the question is yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
You make sure, okay? The question is yes, then you carry on the rest, okay? But some students, they just click on Cindy. Then they says, are you your income? The Cindy is also do something, so it's wrong. So that's only Aaron. So I'm open Aaron's file. Then the part C, this says, are you a person with higher net income? Then you say yes. Then you carry on. Other than you don't do anything. Okay. If it's not, so that's not good for not the right things. So now we just fill out this part, okay? Fill out this part. The name of the person with the low income is who?
Cindy.
It's Cindy. Yeah, it's Cindy. It's Cindy Smith. So social insurance number and the net income. How you find the social insurance number? How you find net income? Don't click on Cindy. You just Aaron. Just stay with Aaron. Then at the page, the T1. Stay with Aaron, okay? Page 1 here. Here. Cindy, 660-713-256. So it's this one. So how we find the net income? Still, you go to T1, go to page here. So the net income is how much? Is here. Do you see net income?
Yes, ma'am. 7917.50.
Mm-hmm.
It's 17,917.50.
Decimal 50.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they won't take it. Let's hear. Okay. Why did not take it? You make sure you have to put this one in, okay? I don't know, they won't take it. We just sometimes we just doing later, okay? I just doing later. I cannot leave this one in. We're just doing later. So now I want some student to read the situation A. The situation A.
Yeah, the other person attended school and was enrolled in a part-time educational program.
Okay, so the other person is who?
Cindy.
Yeah, that means Cindy is attend to school is part-time, okay? Thank you. So another one, B.
The other person attended school and was enrolled in a full-time educational program.
Yeah, thank you. So the other person still talking about who?
Cindy.
Still talking about Cindy, okay? You be careful. What difference with A and B is A is part-time student. If Cindy is part-time student, the B is a full-time student, right? Now I want somebody read situation C.
The other person was not capable of caring for children because of an impairment in physical or mental function. That person must have been confined for a period of at least 2 weeks to a bed or wheelchair, or as a patient in a hospital or other similar institution. Attach a statement from the attending physician certifying this information.
Thank you. So this one is talking about other person. That means Cindy. If Cindy is sick, right? If Cindy is sick, so in the wheelchair or in the bed, at least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks in the bed or wheelchair, then she cannot take care of children. Okay, because she's sick. So situation D. Situation D.
The other person was not capable of caring for children because of an impairment in physical or mental function, and this situation is likely to continue for an indefinite period. Attach a statement from the attending physician certifying this information.
Yes. So thank you. So for the what difference is situation A and the situation B? So they are both sick, right? So situation A and B is a student. The difference is A is part-time, B is full-time. So situation C and D is all sick because they all sick. So the impairment in physical and mental function, though he cannot take care of a child. Okay, take caring child because of impairment in physical and mental function. So what's different C and D is C is short time. Okay, C is short time. So the short time is at least 2 weeks. The D is long time. So it's for indefinite period. That's a long time disabled. And the C is a short time. Is for example, is car accident or something. They are breaking their leg or breaking their arm, so they cannot take care of child. Okay, so the short time is C. Then the short time is C, at least 2 weeks. Okay, at least 2 weeks, and then you need your family doctor or something. They give your statement, okay, the notes or something, doctor notes. Then D is a long time, so the long time disabled, okay. And I want some people read E, situation E.
The other person was confined to a prison or similar institution for a period of at least 2 weeks.
Yes, thank you. So this one is that the person with low income, they have a problem with police. So please hold him or hold her for at least 2 weeks. Okay, detained or in jail. Okay, at least 2 weeks. Anything have a problem with that's in jail or in detention, then he cannot take care of child, right? At least 2 weeks. Okay, that's E. F. I want F.
You and your spouse or common law partner were, due to a breakdown in your relationship, living separate and apart at the end of 2021 and for a period of at least 90 days beginning in 2021, but you reconciled before March 2, 2022.
5.
Thank you. So F is talking about their they talking about their spouse and common law partner. Their relationship is breakdown. Okay, so we says it's 90 days. So if they are separate, so when they separate, you cannot see the person with high income, the low income. If they're separate, the child live with a person with high income, then the high income person still can claim. Okay, if they are separate, then the child live with a person with high income. Then the high income, of course, they can claim, but they can claim is only a separate time. Start with separate time. How many days you separate? How many weeks you separate? Okay. Then we just now, because from A to F is important. So from A to F, these 6 situations. In this, your lower income person, if the person with low income, they felt that's 6 situations. In this case, the person with high income, they can claim. Okay, so you clear?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you tick one of the boxes from A to E, F, the net income will open, like it will turn yellow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to do later on. Thank you. So now, what we check for Cindy now? Cindy is B. Yeah, situation B. Then the student tell me, if I check B, then I can able to do that, right? Okay. Yeah. So let's try. Yeah, that's good. And let me find out, is this number? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one is if you check B, then you go here. So that means Cindy is a full-time student. Okay, it's a full-time student. Like I said, if there's a person with low income, is full-time student, then the Aaron can claim. What Aaron claim is Aaron can claim when Cindy at school. This time, Aaron cannot claim whole things, only claim Cindy at school. Now we need to find out. How long Cindy at school. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to see here. Everybody see here, line 11. What line 11 is? Line 11. Read line 11 for me.
Multiply the amount in line 10 by the number of weeks in 2021 that any of the situations in B to F existed.
Yeah, A to B. So A to B, we are called because we are on B, right? So we are on B. So we just doing line 11 instead of line 12. Line 12 is only for situation A. Okay. That's in 2020 is situation A. Situation A is line 12. So we're doing line 11. So line 11, do you think that's the small yellow box you see here? Is anybody see that small yellow box here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So here they want to see number of weeks, right? So the number of weeks for situation B. So do you think how much we put the number of weeks for situation B?
8.
8 is what?
Months.
So
sorry.
We're looking for what?
Weeks. So times 4, that's 32.
Yes, you put the 32 here. Okay, make sure you put the 32 here. Then this system is automatically to give to you. So now it's not coming. So I click on here, then I click back. So they give to you how much? They give to you how much?
6,400.
6,400, right? So 6,400 when you click on Aaron. So Aaron can claim childcare expenses. How much? 6,400. Okay, in here. Then Aaron can claim 6,400. Then we click on Cindy. See, Cindy got. Then Cindy got how much?
600.
Cindy got 600. So total is 7,000, like I said, right? Total is 7,000. So in this case, Cindy can claim 600. Then Aaron claims 6,400. So in this case, we see a total is still 7,000 for childcare expenses. So what happened is, I want everybody to see here now. So what the family gets return. For Cindy, return is $2,188.43, right? 2,118.43. Then you go to Aaron. See Aaron, how much Aaron got? Aaron is $8,414.72. 72 cents. So how much now? Tell me.
10,533.15 refund.
Yeah, so it's 10,500. Before it's 9,100, right? So in this case, got how much more different? What's the difference? What the difference?
2,000.
300, right?
Yes.
So that's, I think it's 1,200 something, right? So so that's 1,300. So it's in this case the family gets more tax refund. So 1,300. So if you don't know this one, then you get less money. Everybody, okay? Then you get less money, less tax refund. The CRA, they won't do adjustment for you. Okay, so it's just like you have to knowledge for that. Then if you're doing something for your client, then your client get more tax, 1,000 more. That's loss. Okay, it's not small money. It's big money. So let's summary this one. Okay, let's summary it here. So the summary is for childcare expenses. So first step, we have 2 steps. So first step is what? The first step 1. Put the childcare expenses under
lower income.
on the person with low income. Then if the person with lower income, they have a situation A to F, then then the person with high income, they can claim, right?
Yes.
Then we do, then you click a person with high income, then you do T778 part C. Okay, the T778 part C. When you do T778 part C, you start with this question. Are you the person with high income? You must start with this question, okay? You slow down. Why? I'm going to tell you later. And you will find out when when the final exam or at the practice, I always find out the person they make, the student, always some student, they confuse, they make a mistake. So I think this class, okay, when you do whole package for that student, you won't able to do whole package. I don't care, okay? I don't care what you did. But for the student, you do whole package. I don't want you confused, okay? So you must start with here. Are you the person with higher net income? Then if you say yes, then you can do, okay? If you say, for this question, if you say no, then you don't do it. Okay, so now, I think now, I want everybody review with me that situation from A to F. What is situation A to F? Situation A, situation B is easy, right? It's for what? Do you
Part-time or
remember?
full-time student?
Yeah, part-time is A, full-time is what? B, right? Situation C and D?
C is for the short-time sick. D
Yeah.
is for a long-time sickness or
Yeah, long time
impairment.
disabled. Then C and D. What is E and F?
E is if there's in prison or something,
Yeah,
and F is when is the relationship break down.
yes, it divorce or separation, right? So that's easy for you from A to E.
Yeah, and
Remember?
I have a follow-up with that letter F. So if they're already been separated and then become a single parent, so who gonna claim the
The person,
childcare, the person with the child?
with child. And do you remember that before break we said,
Yes.
they are separation statement they have, right?
Yeah.
Separation, usually the separation statement or court order, they will says who has a custody.
Yes.
Then the custody person. If
Okay.
if they don't have a custody, they share custody. So the share custody is the parent with the children with more night. It says more nights, right? The children sleep with that parent have more
More
night.
time. Okay.
Yeah, more night. They count night, not the time.
The
okay?
time
They count
at night.
They count night, more nights than the person with. They usually separation and court order. They will state who is claim childcare expenses, and who
everything.
is an eligible dependent, a claim eligible dependent. They usually have, okay? If you don't know, you say, I don't know, but you, the person they write separate statement, they will know, okay? The lawyer, most time you hire a lawyer to prepare separate statement. Then he knows, okay? He knows, so don't worry. And also, if you separate, like separate from September to separate, start is September, then you count how many weeks. Okay, they count start with September 1st or September 15th, then they count how many weeks. That's the same thing. And if the person with if the children live the person with high income, then he can claim. Even his high income, he still can claim because the children live with him or the children live with her. Then how many weeks? Okay, it's clear.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, so like I show you, like for some student, they confused. Okay, they confused like they did. I show you some student they did. Aaron, okay, T77A, the Aaron T778. What she did is here. There's no problem, right? Then the whole things. Then they just confused. Then the Cindy. Then the Cindy is T77A. Okay, Cindy, I haven't do T77A yet. So Cindy, there's you have to 77A. If you don't know 77A, you go to form. And another way to find the T77A is you go to here, 38, then you double click, then T77A is show you. Okay, in this case, it's quicker than you find the form T77A. So Cindy, when they got Cindy, they're doing here. You click here, they just click Aaron. They put Aaron here. Okay, they put Aaron. Then whatever, they put all things. Then they still put that 32 here. Then you still got like something like that. Okay, click here, then you click here. T77A. So the for Aaron is like this. Okay, so that in this case I show you. Okay, what's wrong? I show you. So first thing is, are you the person with higher income, net income? You answer yes or no.
No.
Because Cindy.
Yeah.
Now Cindy, you did this one is no. Okay, this one is no. If it's no, I said you don't do anything here. Okay, if it's no, don't do anything here. That's the things. Okay, that's why I ask you. You have to read this one first. The first one. This question first. So and also if you did this one, then show up Cindy.
Can you lower the volume?
They show up Cindy's childcare expenses is 6,400, right? It's 6,400 is Cindy. Then when you click on Aaron, then then it's how much? It's 6,400 as well, right? So you both claim 6,400. So plus together is 12,800 for childcare expenses. So when you hear, then you're definitely in trouble. The CRA will find out how you claim 12,800 for one child. So one child, the one child, they actually you spend 7,000. You only spend 7,000 on you only spend 7,000 on Sarah. It's 7,000, but you guys is claim 12,800. So do you think it's correct?
No, ma'am.
Do you think it's correct?
No, ma'am.
Then yeah, you say Aaron is 6,400. Then the Cindy is 6,400. Cindy is 6,400 as well. Okay, it's 6,400. So this one is wrong. Okay, I don't want my student to make that mistake. But I tell you, every time, every term when I teaching, okay, they always few student, not only one, few student get this mistake. So I want your class here, don't make mistake like this mistake. Okay, if you like this one, is rather than you put 7,000 on Cindy, that's it. You don't do anything. Okay, because Cindy is low income, then you put 7,000 on Cindy. That's it. Don't do that complicated things. If you don't know how to do it, don't do that. Okay, that's I just feel so unclick this one, and also I tell you, if you're not unclick B, then they won't show up. Okay, then you see if Cindy, if you unclick B, then they won't show up 6,400. So you make sure on Aaron you need So you see, they won't show up. It's here. It's 6,000 is correct. Okay. So don't. So make sure when you errand, when you do errand is T778. It's T778. You have to check B. Then you have to put a number on here on line 11. If you don't put B, you uncheck B, then they won't show up. So there's nothing here. It's disappeared. Okay, nothing here. So you have to check B, then you check for this one is 32 weeks. Okay, then you put net income. Okay, you put net income. So sometimes I said, okay, the net income is when you hand in or when you submit your file, you need to check. You need to check, go to T1, you need to check your net income. Sometimes it's changing, okay? Sometimes it's changing because you put, sometimes it's changing because you put childcare expenses there. And also your schedule 11 is changed because you have a childcare expenses. So I want you to do childcare expenses first, then you do schedule 11. Schedule 11 for the transfer that tuition amount, okay? For transfer tuition amount because your childcare expenses is affect your net income. When you factor your net income, then the schedule 11 is changing. Okay, schedule 11 is changing. What number is changing is your transfer. That line, schedule 11 here. The schedule 11, the line 20. Okay, that's not, I did it wrong. It's Cindy, okay? Cindy has a schedule 11. Aaron doesn't have a schedule 11, okay? Aaron doesn't have a schedule 11. So you make sure whose file is open. So very important. So the schedule 11 is on line 23 is changing. 23 is changing because your net income is changed for childcare expenses. So that's the good thing is you do childcare expenses first, then you do the transfer. Okay, like for example, now it's 45,000, 4,500. Then is then now is 1,000 rather than 700. Before is $780. Now is 1,800. So that's your transfer is 1,380. 80.25. So you always check. Okay, you always check. That's I tell you. So do your childcare expenses. Basically, the childcare expenses first. Then sometimes when you hand in for your final exam, when you hand in or file your tax return, when you file your tax return, so make sure, okay, do your so make sure you need to check. You need to check that that tuition transfer amount, and then probably they are changing. Okay, probably they are changing. So the last one is medical expenses. So medical expenses doesn't affect your medical expenses. Most time it doesn't affect your schedule 11, but you still need to check. Okay, you still need to check when everything is finished. Make sure check your schedule 11, and you check your childcare expenses. So the both, the couple, like husband and wife, they split the childcare expenses. The total number add up. It must be the total you paid. You cannot, like I said, the 7,000. but you both claim 6,400. So it's add up, it's 12,800. So 12,800 is definitely wrong because the total, the highest one is 8,000. So how you claim 12,000? 12,800, definitely wrong. So then CRA won't accept you. Okay. So in this case, so now I want everybody here. So I finish my lecture. So basically for childcare expenses. So childcare expenses is sometimes is confused for some student. I don't want you confused now. So now I want you practice only childcare expenses. So tomorrow I will give you a whole package for that Schedule 11. Okay, for tuition, you do tuition and you do childcare expenses together. So now I only want you practice childcare expenses. So everybody, you put your Sarah childcare expenses. I want you put 5,000. I want you put 5,000 for childcare expenses. Okay, whatever you have a T4. Whatever you have a T4, you don't need to change anything on your T4. If you don't have a T4, then you add T4. Okay. If you have a T4, I want you add up for that Sarah or John, whatever you have a dependent. Childcare expenses is 5,000. So that's 5,000 for ABC daycare. Okay, organization name is ABC daycare. Then you do it. You have a T2202, right? Everybody, you have a T2202?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so yeah. So you just put 5,000, okay, 5,000 and ABC daycare. Then you prepare T778, okay? Then I ask somebody to share screen. Tomorrow, we just practice whole package.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
There's a proper way when you make filing, which comes first.
Yeah, the which come first is I said the medical expenses is the last one. Put in last one. Then you the good thing is you put childcare expenses first. Then you do Schedule 11. But you can do Schedule 11 first, then you do childcare expenses. But my suggestion is when you hand in your work or you submit your file, you need to check. Check what? Check that Schedule 11, that line 23, transfer that amount. Okay, you need to check. Sometimes the amount is changing.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.